Everybody, Dr. Cohen here with Excel Chiropractic. Welcome to the video for the EXCEL90. Today we are doing our first interview for the Fitness 30. I am here with the amazing, the talented Lori Harber, and we are in her home studio at perFORM Pilates. Tell me, what is Pilates?
They do. People always say, what's the difference between Pilates and yoga? Or they'll say, oh yeah, my mom does yoga. And I say, no, it's not the same. I actually love yoga. It's amazing. Pilates comes from yoga, gymnastics, and boxing, believe it or not. It's really a sequence of exercises put together in a natural progression of horizontal to vertical and then back down to horizontal, which imitates more of the movement of our body, from lying down, sleeping at night, to rising in the morning, standing, moving, and then working our way back down to horizontal. So it really is just a sequence of exercises, not poses, which is more yoga.
Gotcha.
Actual physical exercises that initiate most body parts at the same time, but starting with your core.
Right. So I know personally, I mean, for some reason Pilates gets a bad rap with men. I mean, oh, Pilates, no, I'm going to go do CrossFit, do a boot camp, whatever it is. But personally, I admit I've only done one Pilates class, but like you said before, the one class I did, I couldn't move for like a week.
Right, you really feel it.
Yeah, there were muscles I had no idea even worked that were moving, and it was one of the most serious workouts I've actually done.
I think it's funny you say that, because Pilates, I mean, the guy's name is Joseph Pilates.
Yeah.
He's a guy, and he actually was a big German boxer, believe it or not. And he was really sick as a child, and as he got older, he started developing these exercises to make himself stronger. So when he moved to New York after the war, all of these dancers started just coming to him because they heard, oh, there's this new guy with this new exercise workout that doesn't bulk you up.
Gotcha.
There is a big misconception. Obviously, if you're a small person, even if you weight trained all day long, you're not going to get that bulky.
True.
It's really more about your diet and nutrition. But what Pilates does is it creates long, lean muscles. So when you're doing spring-loaded weight training, strength training, you don't create this bulk, this heaviness in your body. You get long, nice limbs. You've got beautiful posture. Your shoulders are back. So honestly, I have to tell you, more men should do Pilates.
Yeah.
The men that I do, one is an Ironman and one is an avid golf player. So they come to me and they say it's helped their golf game, it's helped their marathon, it's helped their Ironman, it's helped their it's helped them from, to prevent injuries when they're doing these things. So I do say that, if people would just give it a try, they would see how beneficial it really is to their body.
So I know a lot of people are apprehensive about trying it, and they might not just know where to start, but a lot of the people we see at Excel Chiropractic are very, they're coming with injuries. They have conditions, so we, it might not be how do we get this person to the Ironman, but how do we get them off the couch? So do you want to show us a few moves on the ground, beat me up a little bit?
I want to start with just a few mat exercises that you can everybody can do at home.
Awesome.
And unless you have neck or low back injuries, I would say wait, maybe see your chiropractor or your general practitioner just to make sure that these exercises are right for you. But come on, let's take a look.
Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you guys some exercises that you can do at home if you don't have a Pilates Reformer. This is just basic mat. It's a yoga mat. It might be a good idea to have a little neck pillow by your side. You can use a rolled up towel if you like. So we're going to straighten your legs out onto the mat and reach your arms forward. Now for those of you that have low back issues, I want you to bend your knees. I want you to go straight legs. I'm going to show you the modification. I'm going to guide myself down one bone at a time while Dr. Ben rolls down, pressing his inner thighs together. And I'm just holding on for those of you that have some back issues. Then you're going to straighten your legs, head goes back. If you've got neck and shoulder issues, just want to take that rolled up towel and put it behind your head or a small pillow. Let's lift your arms straight up to the ceiling. We're going to lift your head and shoulders, and right here you should already feel your core engaging. You may feel a little bit of your low back pressing down into the mat, and that's fine. So we're going to roll sequentially through the spine, one bone at a time, reaching all the way forward as far as you can go. You may get to your knees, and that's okay. So go as forward as you can, but you're going to keep your belly pulled back into your spine. And as you roll down into your low back, again, one bone at a time, you're drawing the shoulder blades back into their sockets. Try to find the lowest part of your spine touching first, then the middle back, then the upper back. And as your head goes down, you can bring your arms all the way back behind you if you like and it feels good. Go ahead and splay your ribs open for a moment. Let your body relax. Now, close your ribs. Imprint your spine down into the mat without too much force. Lift your arms up, lift your head and shoulders, and we're going to roll it up one more time. While Dr. Ben continues rolling up, I'm going to talk to you just for a moment about neutral spine. There's a big misconception. What that means is when you're laying on your back, and people say tuck your pelvis, they tuck under so much that they force the natural curve out of your low back. I don't mind if you leave a little bit of the natural curve. What I want is for you to button your belly button to your spine so that you're engaging your core a little bit. Now here's a perfect modification. My knees are bent, my arms are reaching out, and I'm grabbing onto my thighs to pull myself up to a seated position. Good, now while we're up, we're gonna open the legs the width of the mat, and this is called spine stretch forward. We're gonna reach your arms out in front of you, drop your chin to your chest, and as you reach forward, I want you to imagine that someone's hands are on your waist, pulling your rib cage back. As you reach forward and drop the head all the way down to the mat. Now when you come back up, I want you to draw your shoulders back, start printing your spine one bone at a time on this imaginary wall behind you with your feet flexed and your legs engaged, so every body part's moving. One more time, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull the belly button back to the spine, reaching the arms and the head forward. Now some people are so flexible they can drop their head all the way down to the mat, reaching their arms out in front of you. But as you come back up, you got to draw the shoulder blades back into the sockets. I call this, people call this the secondary powerhouse, drawing and retracting those shoulder blades back behind you. Now we're going to sit up nice and tall, pressing those legs together, rolling down onto the back one more time. I'm going to show you one more exercise that's really great to do at home. With your arms down by your sides, extend your right leg straight up to the ceiling. I want you to imagine that this leg is stirring inside this pelvic ring, so the hips actually stay down. We go slightly outside your frame, which is your mat, and as you circle, you're going to feel not only your hamstrings and your calves stretching, but you're going to feel your belly pulling in order to anchor the pelvis. And then we're going to reverse that circle the opposite direction. If you want to add on to make this a little bit more challenging, you can hover the left leg above the floor, reach the head and shoulders all the way off, and continue that circle. And then when we switch legs, we're just going to do a little scissor switch. Right leg down, left leg up, and again, you can do this with the right leg hovering and the head up, or you can lay all the way down and modify it. Now, at any time, while Dr. Ben's going to keep going until he can't move anymore, we're going to pull your belly into your spine, arms down, and then just draw both knees in and plant both feet down. Now, the thing is if you have a neck injury or a back injury, you can put that pillow behind your head. You can also just do one leg at a time. So this is a perfect modification. Feeling your core engaged, pressing the arms into the mat, shoulders back, and drawing one knee in at a time. This is a perfect modification for you guys with low back injuries. When you want to kick it up a notch, make it a little more challenging, you lift your head and shoulders, reach the arms long, straighten the legs, and lift and lower, right? So now it changes the movement from being very proximal, close to the body, which is a lot easier, to more distal, far away from the body, and lowering and lifting. It's kind of the equivalent of carrying groceries way out here versus carrying groceries in. What do you think?
That's excellent. And yeah, those are, I think, very important pointers, because a lot of people, maybe they just had a back injury or they just had surgery, like you said, post-op, and
Right.
they think the best thing to do is not move. And
Correct.
I tell a lot of people the biggest thing is try and keep some range of motion in, because if you sit still, the scar tissue builds up, and then we just
Absolutely.
have so much more rehab to do later on, where I think moves like this would be amazing to incorporate into rehab, into post-surgery, obviously if it's safe, if you're cleared,
Right.
but to really help keep those muscles activated, keep that range of motion. So that's amazing.
I'm a big believer in moving your body. So if you're at the doctor and the doctor after surgery, like you're saying, says, let's not exercise for 6 weeks post-op. Obviously, you're going to listen to your doctor, but there's many exercises you can do. If you end up with low back injuries or shoulder or neck injuries, there's a million things that you can do. You just need to know where to put them in your lifestyle and when to do them. You got to think about timing and how it fits. But you also have to think about moving your body, like what you're saying. If you stay sedentary, you're going to be sedentary.
Absolutely.
If you move your body's going to start really recognizing what you're doing, and you're going to actually feel better while moving your body.
Definitely. So, Lori, tell us a little bit about breath and how to incorporate it into exercise and really into any daily movements.
So here's my thing. I always say inhale one way, exhale the other. Just natural breath movement. As you get stronger, and when you start adding more advanced exercises in Pilates, we actually change the breath up quite a bit.
Okay.
So I always say the only wrong breath is no breath. So there's no right or wrong really with Pilates. When you want to inhale, you move the body forward. When you want to exhale, you move the body back. If you reverse your breath, it's fine. Breath facilitates movement. So when you're using your breath, you're allowing your body to work with you. When you hold your breath, your muscles are working against you.
Thanks for showing us perFORM Pilates.
Absolutely.
How we can incorporate this into our daily lives. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this session with our Fitness 30, part of the EXCEL90. Please tune in later. We're going to have more tips from Lori, and check out the site so you can figure out how to get a hold of her so we can start toning that core, get us moving again.
Great.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks.